So here's a quick video to support the blog I've written on taking care of your feet and preventing blisters. These are lots of different things that I've come up with over the years that help my feet in various situations, whether they're wet, dry, hot or cold. Some of them you can use to help prevent blisters in the first place, and some of them you can use to kind of help treat problems with a blister afterwards. So if we start with some of the more fun stuff, if you're running and you're likely to get your feet quite wet for quite a long period of time, one of the things I recommend is some silicone lubricant. And you'll get that from an adult type store online. So I think they would know that as a personal or intimate lubricant, but also for helping to keep your feet, so that will help in the wet if you know your feet are going to be wet for a long period of time and there's not a lot you can do about it. If your feet are going to get wet and you want to dry them out or keep them relatively dry, then obviously talcum powder can be great. And you can also, as an alternative to talc these days, in the US you can get a lot of stuff that's kind of cornstarch based as well. My little top tip for this one, which goes along that lines, is actually dry shampoo. So dry shampoo spray is actually really good for feet. If they're hot, it helps cool them down with the spray, but also it sprays a kind of cornstarch onto your feet, which helps absorb excess moisture and provides a sort of lubricated surface. So yeah, dry shampoo is kind of one of my big wins. Plus it smells great, so your feet then smell great afterwards. If your feet get very wet and they get that kind of wrinkled granny skin, then one of the best things you can use is 90% or very high percent isopropyl alcohol. The alcohol itself will actually drive a lot of the moisture out of your feet very quickly, and also it's great to have a small bottle of this on you anyway as a runner or a trail hiker, because it's a really good antiseptic as well. And then some of the other things is good old Desitin or Desitin. I'm not sure how you guys in America will pronounce that. This stuff's got zinc oxide in the cream, and zinc oxides are really good astringent and antiseptic and may actually help curing as well, healing as well. So if you have got a blister, it's quite nice to put this on afterwards or when the blister's occurred. From a preemptive point of view, you can tape your feet up. So if you know that there are specific parts of your feet that tend to get blisters, like around the heel or around the big toe, then I suggest actually preemptively taping your toes in the first place. And a top tip there is to just gently cut the corners, the sharp corners off the tape once you put them on your skin, so that they don't catch and the tape's more likely to stay on for a bit longer. I've also included KT tape here, which is that stretchy kinesiology tape. It's super sticky and I tend to use it for muscular injuries when I'm running, but it's actually really good to stick onto feet as well to stop blisters or help prevent a blister rubbing anymore. Another couple of hacks is you're often carrying in the winter a kind of lip balm, and in the summer you might be carrying an SPF 15 kind of sunstick. Both of those have got quite a high amount of wax in them, so if you apply them to your feet, then what you do is tend to reduce the abrasion on your feet, which actually helps prevent blisters as well. And then the final one, which is really good, and I'm not sure you can get this in the UK, you can only get this in the US, is Cortisone 10. And this has got aloe vera in it, but it's also got 1% hydrocortisone in. Hydrocortisone is a topical steroid, a very weak one. You don't need a prescription to buy it, and that will actually help reduce redness and irritation. And the aloe vera will also do the same. So again, if my feet get quite angry, and that's not necessarily just from blisters, but just from generally running long distance, I actually find this is really good, both during and after. So there you go, there's a whole load of stuff that you can pick up easily in a pharmacist that you don't need to go out and spend lots and lots of money on. There's lots of different options here. I don't suggest you use them all. I suggest you try some of them out and work out what works best for you. But I thought this little video would be useful, just walk you through some of the hacks that I use to help prevent blisters or treat them when I get them.